Now, in just 3 weeks of fighting, at least 1,000 people have been killed and 200,000 driven from their homes. The struggle between government forces and rebels in South Sudan is rapidly taking on the scale of a full-blown civil war. Today, tentative peace talks opened in neighbouring Ethiopia. But in a sign of the lack of confidence that surrounds the whole process, the United States withdrew non-essential embassy staff from South Sudan due to what it called a deteriorating security situation. This report by our Foreign Affairs correspondent Jonathan Miller does contain some rather distressing images.
After just 2.5 years of statehood, the world's youngest country is imploding. Oil-rich but dirt-poor South Sudan teeters on the brink of catastrophe. Tens of thousands on the run yet again. These people have fled a town called Bor, a few miles down the River Nile. One of 2 provincial capitals now in rebel hands. A state of emergency has been declared. Today I reached the bishop of Bor, who's just fled himself. No food, no clean water, no medicine, he says. It's just terrible. The stench of death hangs over his town.
There are many dead bodies in the street, on the street of Bor, and everywhere. When the fighting took place a week ago, many people died. And people continue to die when the rebels are captured the town again. So there are many dead bodies in both towns. No supply completely. Nobody is giving supply.
In neighbouring Ethiopia, African mediators tried to get peace talks started today, even as fighting raged on. Rival tribes, ethnic cleansing. The man in the hat is the president, Salva Kiir. He's ethnic Dinka. The rebel chief is his former deputy, Riek Machar, a Nuer.
I do fear that unless the political track, which is getting underway in Addis, is successful quickly, I think we could be on the cusp of something very, very big here, where we have not 200,000, but hundreds of thousands of people who are displaced. It's becoming very big. I think it's fair to say that there are ethnic undertones to what is happening, and there is a risk that things can spin entirely in the wrong direction.
These Dinka people, driven out of their ethnic heartland in Bor, fled Nuer rebels. 22 years ago, at the height of Sudan's long civil war, which pitted the south against the Arab regime in Khartoum, Nuer militia, led by Riek Machar, massacred Dinka in Bor. Déjà vu.
They burn all the huts and they shoot people too during that fight. Even my mother got shot and she got a broken leg.
Government forces say the rebels will soon be defeated, but after 3 weeks of bloodletting, neither side has much interest in ceasing hostilities yet. But as they manoeuvre for military advantage, it's civilians who get caught in the crossfire. The tribal dimension of this conflict isn't completely clear-cut, but it's there all right, and that is what so chills the blood here. There's a fresh killing spree going on in a region haunted by ghosts of past slaughter. And after Rwanda, the world said never again.